I want to share one of my favorite apps that I use to memorize scripture. If Jesus said, "It is written," when he was fighting temptation, I know that's the best way that I can use to fight temptation when I'm struggling. Isaiah chapter 50 says, "The servant of God knows how to sustain the weary one with a word." I want to be able to do that. I want, when someone is talking to me about the struggles that they're having, I want to be able to pull the perfect scripture to memory, share it with them, and be able to help them with their struggles, because I know that Jesus is the answer, and that the Bible has the answers to everything. So I'm going to share with you how I use this app and why I found it so powerful. I've used this app for about a year, and there's some great features in it. As you can see, I've got a lot of passages in the scriptures that I want to memorize. It's because this year I also swapped Bible translations, and I'm trying to memorize all of these passages over again with a new translation. So I'm not saying that I got to all of these in this past year, but I've taken a break from it, and I'm just getting back into it and remembering how much I love it. So I want to show you how I use this app and all of the features that it's got. So we're going to add a new passage. We'll start from the beginning. I'm going to use this plus button down at the bottom, and up here at the top left, the passage that we're going to do today is 1 Timothy chapter 1, verse 5. Now, you can go down here to this drop box, choose any Bible translation that you want to memorize from. I am using the Christian Standard Bible, and I've really enjoyed using it. I'm going to hit the blue box at the top right. That's going to take you to Bible.com, where it will automatically put it in your clipboard, and then you push the little clipboard down in the bottom right, and that will paste that into your scripture memorization, and it's that easy. So that's the passage that I want to memorize, and I want to have this passage come to memory when, especially when I'm struggling with parenting and disciplining my children, and if I'm tempted to lose my temper, or especially when I'm disciplining. I never want to discipline out of anger. I want the goal of my instruction to be love that comes from a pure heart, a good conscience, and a sincere faith. So I want my kids to know that. So I'm going to add a topic to this one. I'm going to call this one parenting. And I can then add a bunch of other verses that I want to remember and have a group of passages that I call parenting. So that adds 1 Timothy 1 verse 5 to the passages that I want to memorize sometime in the future. You see at the top, you have new, do, and known. Those are the three big categories. We're going to click 1 Timothy 1 verse 5, hit this enter button, and that's automatically going to put it into our do category. These are the 5 passages that I've got to do today. So we're going to work on 1 Timothy 1 verse 5. If I click this bottom check mark down here that says that I've got it down, I've already got it memorized, and that sends it to the known category. Or if I hit this X button, it sends me to the really powerful feature. These are games that you get to play with the passages that you want to memorize. The one on the bottom left is a word blur. So if I hit this, it will blur out some of the words. So I read it aloud again, filling in the blurred out words. If for some reason you stumble over a word, you can click the word itself and it unblurs it for you. You hit the blur again, you hit it again and again and again, and you keep repeating the passage until you can do the whole thing with the whole thing blurred out. The next one is a puzzle. So down at the bottom, it shows you different words that are in the passage. So it says, now the goal of our instruction is love that comes from a pure heart, a good conscience, and a sincere. And if you click the wrong button, it'll give you this little haptic buzz and there's a little wiggle at the top, and then you put in your passage 1 verse 5. and you hit OK. The next puzzle is you say the next word that's up. So options it gives you, it can show you how long the word is. It can be completely blank. It can show you the first letter and how long the word is, or just the first letter. And then you hit next word after you say the next word. This is really helpful when it shows you the first letter of every word. You can just fly through these, even the very first time you've entered it into your the passages you want to work on. So you just keep hitting the next word and until you've got it down. The one that I use the most is the bottom right hand one. And again, you have options. You have it completely blank, or it can show you the how long each word is. This one, it wants you to type it out, but instead of typing out each word, all you have to do is just push the first letter. So the first letter is N. Now the goal of our instruction is love. If you ever get stuck and you don't remember, you can hit the question mark, and that will show you the next letter you need to hit. So now the goal of our instruction is love that comes from a pure heart, not a good heart, a good conscience, and a sincere faith. So I still need to work on this. 1 Timothy 1 verse 5. Now the goal of our instruction is love that comes from a pure heart, a good conscience, and a sincere faith. You keep working on that, you'll have it down in no time. Now, down here at the bottom, you have these three big buttons. These are very, very helpful. The one on the far left, you hit that, it will
1 Corinthians 10, 12 to 13.
To you.
So, whoever thinks he stands must be...
And it will just do it on a loop and keep reading them over and over and over to you as you listen to them. The one on the far right is a flashcard that shows you the verse, and you have to say where it is. So that one I know is 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 12 and 13. I click it anywhere, and it flips it over and shows me if I'm right or not. The middle button does the opposite. It shows you the reference. It's just like a flashcard. You say it out loud, and then you flip it over to see if you're right or not. If you see that little microphone down at the bottom, you click the microphone, it will record you reciting the passage, and then when you flip it over, it will automatically read it back to you the way that you said it. You see if you got it perfectly or not. If you didn't get it perfectly, you can slide it to the left towards that X. That means I need to keep working on it. If you slide it to the right, it puts a check mark on it, and it automatically puts it into your known category. Now you see on the far left, you see the purples and reds and oranges, 1s, 2s, and 3s. Those are the passages that you have memorized 3 days in a row, 2 days in a row, 1 day in a row, and they will only put so many in your do box each day, and they'll prioritize the ones that you have not done as long. So you'll occasionally see the ones that you've got the longest streak on, they'll come back up. I hope this has been helpful to you. If you use this app and you have any questions, holler at me. I really, really like it. It's really helped me, and I hope it can help you too.